Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today we have our regional cloud architect Mauricio Sugaret presenting on Convergia Express Cloud. The Q&A will be open throughout this webinar, so if you have any questions during, you can go ahead and type it out in the question and answer section, and all questions will be answered at the end of the webinar. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I hope you're hearing me fine. Well, I will show you what we are doing here in Convergia with this fast lane to the cloud, and I will show you how to use it from a Pan-American perspective, because I think it's not only a solution for North America, even though you can use it on North America, but it expands to all the Americas, so you can use it from Chile, from the Patagonia, in fact, until to Canada. So let's start. Well, I am the cloud architect of Convergia. I supervise everything from all our companies around all the Americas. So let's first see who is Convergia. I think you know it. Okay, we are based in Canada, in Pointe Claire, in Montreal. So, and we have office all around Latin America and South America, and even in Brazil. So we can provide solution for enterprises basically deployed on all Americas. So if you need, for instance, a company in Chile to speak with the cloud, you can use Azure Express Cloud, our cloud. So you can go through that way, and you can also use the same solution in Canada or US. So we have all the advantage of being deployed in all Americas. So you can have a natural billing system for all your subsidiaries and all your companies around it. So what's Converge Express Cloud? Well, basically, if you see it at a very high level, it's a cable from your data centers to a cloud provider. So for instance, we have deployed the first one, which is called Convergia Azure Express Route for Azure, the Microsoft cloud. So we can go from anywhere in America to Azure with a lot of advantage. And we also have, we are also deploying the same solution, but with AWS. So we will call it AWS Direct Connect. That's their solution to connection. And we will also be late this year, we will have the same solution, but with Google Cloud Interconnect. So we can also connect your data centers where your servers reside to the the cloud providers, to the public cloud providers. So the main advantage, as it's very fast to deploy, will take about, it depends, because we have to build a last mile, we will see that, but that's the longest step we have to take. Once the last mile from your data centers to our border, it's deployed, we can have it fixed in days. So you will have a good bandwidth and a lot of security deployed in days and connected to the cloud. So you have a private connection, and you will see the speed of it, and we will have several advantages. And I will take on those a little bit later. But let's first see how it deploy. Okay, so Express Route, basically, you have a peer to Microsoft. You have two peers to Microsoft. One, it's a public peer, and the other one, it's a private peer. The public peer lets you join Microsoft services, just like Office 365 or Dynamics 365 or services in Azure Cloud, SaaS and PaaS services. And also you have the private peer, which lets you have a, a private connection, a VPN, through ExpressRoute to Azure server. So you can have a solution which is secure and very and faster than the regular internet or using a regular VPN solution. So it's more reliable and it's run faster than that. Okay. Uh, how does it work? Well, it's very easy. You have your data center, you have your computers, you have your LAN, you have your internal network. From there, you have a last mile to our border, and on our border, we route it through two connection, the primary and the secondary. That's a requirement from Microsoft. We have to have two connections, and we transport it through our backbone to the Microsoft border controller, and then the Microsoft border, they can go either through the Microsoft cloud using public peering or to private peering to your servers. So that's the way it works. In fact, it's very simple to understand, and you can think it, as I said, as a cable from your data center to the cloud. So, and it also, you can think, you can have a lot of data centers around the Convergia transport. So you can have branches or several companies, one for instance in Chile and the other for instance in Peru, that can see each other very fast, and they can also see the cloud provider using our backbone. So we can provide a full solution for connectivity either between branches or subsidiaries or companies in different countries, and also to from those companies to the cloud. So we can have one solution for all your connection needs, either between companies or between companies and the cloud. And that's what how it works. And it take us the most difficult part of it is deploying the last mile, the fiber from your location to the spot where Microsoft is connected, and from then we take it your bytes to Azure uh, using our backbone. Okay, so that's basically all you have to know about ExpressRoute. But then you have to know where you can use it. When do you need it? Well, you need it when you need to transport a lot of big data, or you have a lot of data to transport. Maybe it's not big, but you have a lot of it. For instance, if you are doing financial analysis and you have to transport a lot of data to do some artificial intelligence analysis or some Power BI analysis or whatever, you can use it express route to transport those bytes to a faster server, to greater servers on Microsoft clouds. You can also use it on the health sector. There you can use it for instance, image processing or image storing, because image stock takes a lot of bandwidth to transport, because usually they're quite big because they have a very good resolution. So you have to move those images from your data center, say in an hospital, to the cloud. By the way, Azure is certified as a HIPAA. I don't know how you say it in American. He have the health protection certificate. You can store health information in it with no issue. That's not a problem. And also you can have IoT. Say you are using an IoT solution and you have to move a lot of data from a lot of controllers on the field to the cloud to make the analysis. You can also use ExpressRoute to do the transport of those data. And also an insurance company with a lot of documents from the customers with a lot of process to do, you can move it to the cloud and have a good speed of it with a lower latency and with fast processing. And also in manufacturing industry that they are already doing IoT, so you can connect it to the cloud and have a border on your manufacturer company and make all the processes in the cloud in faster computers. And there's a solution where you can balance the 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 performance between the cloud and your um, computers on your manufacturer site. So we can check that too. By the way, and the other thing is, what are the main advantage of express route? The main advantage we have is, well, basically it's a private connection to Azure. You go through our way, you don't use the internet, there's no one who can hack you. You can be sure from that the connection are established between your data center to the Azure data center using the same path. So it will not travel through a different path because internet is routable. So it can take usually the shortest path, but sometimes it take a different path all over the world. So with that solution, you are sure that the the path that the data take, it's always the same and with always with the same quality. And also you have more reliability. Yeah, you are reliable. The connection is reliable. It's all the same. And by the way, we have two connections. So if one fails, we will go through the other. Okay. And we have better speed because we have lower, less less number of hops from side to side. So we don't move all around the internet. We go directly from your side to the cloud in a in a short number of hops. So it's speed, it's reliable, and he has lower latency than the internet. So you lost less package, your information gets faster to the cloud. You connect directly to your on-premise network, so you can see the cloud as if it were on your site. So you can use those servers directly from your inside servers, and you see them as if they were uh, next to each other. And you can also have speed up to 10 gigabytes per second. So it can be fast. It can be very fast. So that's the main advantages. So it's secure, it's fast, it has less latency, it connect directly to your server, so you see the cloud as an extension of your own data center. So the cloud is not somewhere else, it's just some servers on your private network, and you see them as if they were on your network. Okay, and then, well, we have made some tests from Argentina. Yeah, Argentina is the longest route from to the cloud for us on our network. So we put a server in Buenos Aires, and we ran some tests on it. The first test we ran to see how fast or how good express route was, we tried to copy some files. In fact, we tried to copy hundreds of files. One file with 1 meg, one file with 10 meg, one file with 100 megs. And we copy it a lot of time to see how fast it takes to copy those files. And we measure it on megabyte per minute. So here, if you see, the blue is the express route, and the orange is the internet. So with express route, we go for the small file, it takes to say 2.42 megabytes per minute to upload the file, and for the larger file, it takes 2.68. It's faster with larger file than with smaller files. So it go faster and faster. And for the internet, it's the inverse. It go slower and slower each time. For the smaller file, it take more time, less time than for the larger file. By the way, big bars are better. Yeah, small bar are worse. So it take less time for a larger file using express route. So that was the first test we ran to. The second test we ran was how, we have those laws that say that we have to put some data inside the country, and we cannot move that data to a cloud provider in US or anywhere in the world. So we have to let the data inside the geographic country on the data center, but we need a web application, for instance, to read those data and to update those data. But we need the web application to be on the cloud. So what we done, we put the database in the country. We put the database in Argentina, and we put the web server on the cloud. So we have the scalability of the cloud for the web, and we have the security and the compliance with the law for the data inside the country. And as you can see, for Azure Express Route, it can transport more data in less time. So if I update 1,000 records, it take 6 milliseconds against 25 milliseconds. It's 6 seconds against 25 seconds. With Express Route, it takes less time to update the same amount of record. It takes 3.5, something like that, 3 times less than using the internet. So it's faster, it's accurate, and it's secure. So a solution, if you have a problem where data must reside in the country and cannot leave the country, you can use Express Route to let the data there, and to have the application accessing it through Express Route. So it will work fine. And the other test, it's not a test, in fact, it's the analysis of cost. Well, we run voice over IP. So the latency is less than the public connection, okay, and the score is better. By the way, having a 4 is already good, and a 4.3, it's better. It's a logarithmic progression. So it's an exponential progression. So it's very hard to go from 0.22 to 4.31. But it's better. We don't lose any package. And the cost analysis I told you later is this one. With that, you see that Microsoft charge you less from the egress data from Azure to your data center or to the internet. If you're using the internet, you can start at zero because it costs nothing when you are not using the internet. And from then you go up and up. If you transmit, let's say, 2,250 gigabytes, it costs you about $16,000. And if you do the same with Express Route, it's about $10,000. Why? Because the egress data is charged less by Microsoft when you're using express route than when you're using the usual internet connection. Microsoft charge you less for the data that's going from their data centers to yours than if you're using a VPN, a regular internet and VPN connection. So it's better solution, and it costs better, and it costs less too. Okay, so that was about it. It took me around 20 minutes. Yanisha, do we have question?
Okay, so one question. How can a customer who has an office in the USA and Argentina benefit from this solution?
A customer who has an office in USA and Argentina can benefit from this solution first because they're using the same backbone. So the office in Argentina can see the office in the USA as a local network, and they both can see Azure as the cloud as a local resource too. So all the three are in the same local network. So they benefit for that.
Another question. Are there any comparisons of cost versus internet or MPLS circuits?
Well, okay, first things, our backbone, it's an MPL circuit. So you're using an MPLS when you're using the Convergia network. And we can make a cost analysis using the internet and MPLS circuit. We don't have it yet. I will make one. Okay, so if that's all, I thank you for being here. And that's my email address if you want to write me something or ask me something else. I think we will let it end here. Thank you again for being here, for being on this webinar. I hope it helps you, and I hope you have learned something. Anisha?
Okay, that's all. Thank you guys for attending. The recording as well as the presentation will be sent out to all attendees afterwards. Thank you.